Normally you flip it.
Yeah. I was trying to get a drink.
Switching it up a little bit.
A little bit.
You're drinking just straight water too.
I'm a new man. Got a new, fresh military cut.
No flavor packs.
Nope.
Wow.
All the aspartame.
Wow,
It's been getting me. I'll just stick to alcohol if it's gonna kill me, you know.
There you go.
We know people. Where's the building?
Oh.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I didn't have no idea.
Oh, you said
and then I'm just like laughing because it's like, yeah.
So, we have been doing stuff behind the scenes, and we're just we just got off the phone with a concrete company, and we have good news. We don't really want to say it yet, but luckily they've done a lot of research and truly have
these are the people that poured,
dialed it in, and we've made a good game plan. We've thrown out different game plans, and we're like, well, what if we want this? How do you think it'll work? And they'll look through everything and be like, all right, this is what we think. Let's compromise, or let's figure it out.
And it's funny too. She's like, I know you like to sit and think on things.
Yeah.
And you might change your mind.
Yeah.
So just let this digest.
Yeah.
And then it's basically like, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah. And I told them before, it does take a minute for stuff to truly soak and for me to really think of different options. And then we don't talk about it for a little bit, and then we'll talk about it the next day. And it's like, you know, there's different things of way where we want to build stuff, and I'll just tell it all to you, and it's a lot, and then I'll be like, we'll talk tomorrow, or whatever it may be.
Because you know that's how I am too. Especially if there's like changes.
Yeah, and you already thought.
If I have it in my head, I'm like, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And the more time that sits, the more I fall in love with that idea. It's like, oh, love it. And then if I get hit with like, now here's a potential change, because my first reaction is no.
Yeah.
But I've learned I gotta like let it sink in, think about it, and just with all the information like I get hit with, it just let it be.
Yeah.
And then I'll start to love that as well. Yeah. It just takes...
Change is hard.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That's why, like, there's people, too, saying stuff like, we're just trying to milk the situation for drama or whatever. No, we just want a cement pad and we want a house. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. But I know a lot of people are really concerned about, is this pad even good? Should we rip it out? Should we pour over the top? Should we pour a whole brand new slab? Some people even said, just leave that slab, use it as a workshop, and if it cracks, who cares? Build on another spot. We picked that spot because that's the spot for the house.
Yeah.
We don't want to just be like, oh, okay, well, we have a pad now. Let's just make our shop there.
And
Let's
then,
do. We have.
And it's like, where would we do our house? That's
one thing we learned is really think about where we want placement, and we did that for a long time. And we know that that's where we want our house. We don't want our shop there. We don't want any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do understand you can do it that way, but with us, we know what we want, and we are going to get what we want. Not because of any other reason other than this is our forever property, and we're working hard for it, and we're going to get what we want. And on the same topic of we're going to get what we want, with the cement slab having the mishap and all that stuff, we're not fully getting what we want. And on that side of it, we're okay with that. Because of the different options we have, certain, again, I know we haven't said a whole lot. We're not going to say a whole lot. And I also think the last video I did more harm than the first video of harm, because I guess I didn't explain myself correctly, which I'm not going to be getting into all that. But I did the crack in there because everyone said it was going to crack. So I did it to draw the attention to be like, you said it was going to crack. No. I put it on there as like, will it crack? Or are there cracks? And everyone took it as like, oh, there's a crack. It cracked.
but in the video itself, you thought you showed that
Yes.
it's not cracking, and you thought you said that.
I thought it was very obvious whenever I showed it and said there's no cracks so people would get it, but I was wrong.
Yeah, that's where
I was very wrong.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucy,
And
drive me crazy.
the thing is I know the way I say things and do things isn't a conventional way, and it doesn't come across the way I think it is, and I've learned that with arguments with this one.
Huh?
I'll be like, I didn't say that. You're like, yeah, you did. I'm like, that is not how I meant to say
footage.
it. Yeah, that's not how I meant to say it. Or at least in my head, that's not how it came out. And so it is what it is, and I don't really care. I do care. I don't want anyone thinking I don't care.
I think
but,
that's why a lot of times, too, it does get you in trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
Just internet-wise.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of times when we do videos like that,
Yeah.
or even Coffee with the Crockers, and I'm sitting next to you, like, I'm like, okay, to summarize, basically, in other words.
What he's trying to say.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound this way.
Yeah. I always have the best intentions. That's what I've told Danielle, too, in the past. Like, if we have a disagreement or whatever, I'm just like, just know I will never have the intention of trying to make you mad or saying something mean or anything like that. My intention is always pure. It just may not come out that way. And if it comes out that way, just know I don't mean it that way, and I'll apologize for it coming out that way, but my intention was this. I have a very weird way of doing everything in life, and it just is what it is. I feel very misunderstood in life, but I've just learned that's just who I am, and it comes with the consequences of.
I feel like most people probably feel like they're misunderstood.
I'm very misunderstood. I feel like not everyone's life's on the internet to be misunderstood by everybody, but
well, yeah, like if you think about how many misunderstandings happen in just face to face with one person.
Oh yeah.
Now you
throw in hundreds of thousands
of people, so obviously,
yeah,
that's what tends to happen. It's not that you're this super misunderstood person. It's just that's human nature. That's what happens.
But I'm super misunderstood because there's a super amount of people watching. So as far as all that goes, I know some people are very concerned about everything, which thank you, we appreciate it. Bison, that's the concrete company that brought the trucks out, they have told us many times we can do a core test, which you go in and you bore out a circle, kind of like, say, a toilet paper roll, and you put the toilet paper roll through the cement, you pull it out, and it brings out a whole chunk of it. Then they can test it and see how strong it is, if it was done correctly, check out the PSI and all that stuff. Or they have a new thing, it's like a radio.
We use waves.
Yeah, they use waves to go through, and the way it hits back, it'll tell you how strong it is and stuff. And they've offered, and they said we could do all the tests you want. That'll be covered by them. They've been absolutely amazing. Truly amazing through it all. And a company that is willing to back something, whether it's their fault or not. We can't sit here and point fingers. We don't know. A lot of fingers have been pointed. Hell, they've been pointed at me for trying to go cheap when we didn't.
Not by them, to clarify.
No, correct, on the internet.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm here for.
The fingers have been pointed at me. The fingers have pointed at both crews, and at the end of the day, we don't really know. And people can have their own opinions, and that's great. But at the end of the day, you weren't even here.
Yeah.
I was here. The concrete crew is here, and the concrete truck people are here, and we're the only people that actually know what really truly happened in the moment, because you are basing hours of work on probably 3 minutes of footage that was cut up. And I know a lot of people were saying that the pour was way too wet. Correct, at the very beginning. And then when the lady got here, y'all don't know her name, so I'm just going to call her the lady. When she got here, her name's Cheyenne. Let's be a little more polite here, I guess.
Yeah.
When Cheyenne showed up, she instantly fixed the mix. and
fix the problem with
the driver.
Yes.
And then the whole second pour was done by her and the other gentleman. And to this date, it's been over a week, and there is not one crack, even though it's photoshopped, to grab your attention, because everyone says it's going to crack. It was just to grab attention, and I truly thought the crack on there looked fake. I was wrong. Looked very realistic, I guess. There was not one crack in it at all whatsoever. Not where they cut, not on the edges, not anywhere. I literally, 15 minutes ago, we've been doing this video for 10 minutes. Yeah. 15 minutes ago, I walked around on the phone with the concrete people and looked at it, and there's not one crack. Now, the top, correct, is
popping off.
It's not cracked. It's shattered, I guess is what we can call it. Flaking. And I forgot where I was going with this.
I don't know. But that top layer,
yeah,
per se, that doesn't have anything to do with the strength of the foundation itself.
No.
The bummer about that is that's the
we don't have the finish
that we were going for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt the strength.
Yeah.
It's like I was describing to Danielle's mom, which they're going through a hurricane right now. Yeah. But it's like baking a lasagna and burning the top before the rest is cooked. It doesn't ruin the lasagna. It just ruins that top layer. And yes, the more water you add into it, the less strength it has. But again, I think that was a misunderstanding in the video, was the whole pour wasn't like that, and the whole first truck wasn't like that. It was just the first part of it. And then also, a lot of y'all watched it in slow motion. It was slow-mo shots, cinematic shots. It looks different. And then when it did speed up, you guys can tell it was a different consistency. And then I've watched. I'm not an expert, but I'm definitely have been researching, and I've watched video after video after video after video.
Yeah, I think concrete has consumed our life for
it has.
a week.
A week? Like a month. It's been like a month at this point. And it's all different. It depends on what type of mix you're doing, where you're doing it. I've even seen people commenting saying, I've been in this for a long time. Sometimes we add extra water to give us a little extra time, make it easier to move. Depending on what PSI it starts at, you can water it down just a little bit, where it's going to be. I'll just say this. What we're doing is fixing the problem. And we've done a lot of research. We've talked a lot. We've talked with concrete people. We've done a lot of different things, and we think we're doing the best option we can. And money is not the issue. We're just doing what we think is the best thing to do.
Are you saying money's not the issue because people are blaming you for going cheap?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whatever we do isn't because of money. From the first pour to what we're doing now, none of it has to do with money. We have the money to do what we need to do. We're not basing what we're doing off of money. We're basing it off of what we think is the best option to do. So
for our future.
Correct. And what we feel like people that actually do concrete are telling us.
Yeah.
And I think everyone has an opinion, and everyone is entitled to their opinion, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, whatever. But in the reality of things, unless you've actually done concrete work, your opinion is just an opinion. And at the end of the day, I don't do concrete work. My opinion is just my opinion. And
even if you did concrete work 10, 15 years ago,
it's different now.
It's very different now.
And unfortunately, that's what the concrete crew is learning. They even said that. He said, well, I've been doing concrete for this long, but with these new mixes and the new way of doing things, and people are like, oh, they're blaming it on the EPA or whatever. It's like, have y'all not paid attention to this world? Everything's changing. Even down to our cars, they're trying to make them electric. So you can't sit here and say, oh, they're trying to blame it on this. Things are changing, and they're trying to make things different and better for the environment. So they're trying to make things different, and to just think in y'all's lifetime how many things have changed.
Yeah.
And so you can't stick to your old ways when new things are popping up. You have to figure out how to fix it. And unfortunately, some of the customers are guinea pigs, and it's not at the cost of the customer. It is with time and patience and all that. But the companies are making it right because they're trying to figure it out as well. And they do swimming pools, they do all sorts of stuff. And they said they've been doing pools forever, and all of a sudden now they're cracking, and they're having to redo them. It's not because they don't know what they're doing. It's just when you have a whole new product, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing when, let's just say this. I've been a contractor my whole life, and I've been building houses for 40 years or 50 years, or my grandpa built houses or whatever. Just think how different, to put it in perspective, how different the lumber was back then than it is now. The lumber, that's why they say you're better off buying an old house, because that lumber is so dense and so good. Now, you look at the rings on, if anyone's ignorant to this, you look at the rings at wood now, and they're just like, there's these like big old gaps between the rings. And then back in the day, it was tight, and it was good lumber. Now they're trying to grow these trees so fast and cut them down. Bless you.
Thank you.
To do it. So you can't build the same way you used to. You don't, the wood's not the same. You got to change it. Same thing with concrete. Same thing with everything. It's, why do y'all think everyone says, man, they don't build it like they used to when they talk about cars or houses or anything? It's all different. So it's not an excuse, and it's not anything. It's just we're trying to evolve and trying to figure it out. And at the end of the day, this is what we've been told by pretty much everybody. We're the ones living in it. And at the end of the day, if a concrete crew wants to be the way they want to be and pour it and leave, they're not the ones that have to deal with it. So for a concrete crew to be calling us and thinking about it and calling us back and giving us time to think and change our minds and do the stuff,
Just willing to make it right.
I think that says a lot, because they could have just been like, tough poo.
Yeah.
That's your slab now.
Yeah.
But
again, whether it's like was their fault or not, they're willing to help with it all.
And I think for them to do that says everything about who they are as a company. And I trust them. Yeah. I do. And I think they're going to make it right. And they're going to make it right. And they're going to do it. And at the end of the day, they're not only doing that, they're not even charging us for the concrete to do what they're doing.
Well, they're going to work all day and then come after.
On their own time.
And
do it.
Yeah, which is just crazy.
Because they want to be here to do it and to make sure it's right. And how many people that own a company would do that?
Yeah.
Not many. And I think that says wonders. And then
and it does like help with our like anxiety or whatever, tension with it, nerves, I guess is the right word. That helps a lot, just to know like, okay, to have like trust in the company, in the person after everything too. It's like at the end of the day, that's one thing we can fall back on. It's like, I trust this person.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think just like anything in life, and I know we're preaching to the choir and all that, but it's just where we're at in our journey with all this, and it's consumed us. And no matter what, everybody makes a mistake. I don't care what company it is, what person it is. I mean, anything. I know a lot of y'all are super religious. Isn't that the whole premise of being a Christian? Is knowing that you make mistakes and you're supposed to be forgiven. And it's a company, and a company makes mistakes and stuff happens. but it's about making it right and saying sorry and, you know, being forgiven and having the opportunity to make it right. And I've had a small business myself trying to do stuff, and I had made mistakes and I tried to make it right, and those people that allowed me to make it right ended up buying more and more stuff from me. And then some people that were just can't be happy, it ended up being a nightmare. And it's just the way it is in life. And it's from what we've learned, and we've gone through everything you can think of. Give people the benefit of the doubt that they didn't mean to do something wrong. And I think it's like we said earlier.
Also, the biggest thing is like how you handle in the face of a mistake or stuff like that. It's like I don't know.
Well, it's like I said earlier. When Danielle and I have a disagreement or something comes out wrong or whatever, at the end of the day, what was your true intention? It was nothing bad. And so I don't think the company came here with the intention of giving us a bad slab. So then let's just make it right and let's move on. And I think that's like a good lesson for everybody in life in general, or whatever it may be, is don't jump to conclusion thinking someone's always out to get you, or everyone's bad, or people are out to rip you off, or whatever it may be. Give someone the benefit of the doubt and let them make it right if something went wrong. And if they don't, then you have every right to feel a certain way. If they do, amazing, let's move on. And that's kind of where we're at. We're not upset with what happened. We're bummed, but we're not upset because it just happens. And the fact that they're not only making it right, but even saying, we don't know what's to blame, but we'll make it right.
Yeah.
Again, we've repeated that over and over, but that says everything. And when someone's willing to do that,
even if it's not on them, 100%.
Yeah, and they haven't thrown blame at all. They just said, we don't know.
Yeah. That was a good little message, a little rant there.
It's not a rant.
But the reason...
It's a lesson.
So, somebody commented on one of the last Coffee with the Crockers, whenever I was talking about the teepee, they're like, this is the first time...
The toilet paper?
Yeah. The first time I saw Danielle on a little rant. She's it's like, that's what I'm passionate about.
I'm rubbing off on her.
No. It just takes...
You like your toilet paper?
There's certain things that get me worked up, and that was one of the things.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was funny to me. I giggled when I read that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think of it that way. But yeah.
Normally it's me.
Yeah. Unless it's a topic that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Then I'll get in there.
You're real passionate about me then, baby. You always ranting at me about something I did.
This is best vice versa.
What?
Yeah, dog.
When do I rant about you other than...
Oh, you rant all the time.
I rant and rave how great you are. Go watch that video about your birthday. Yeah. Proof right there. I'm a good man. You don't think I am? Go watch that video.
So, yeah, you just got to put a video out once every while.
And then just smooth it over. We're good. We're good. Anyways, I think even though we beat a dead horse with this whole topic, it's just where we're at.
Raise your hand if you're tired of hearing about concrete.
We're tired of hearing about concrete, but if we got to deal with it, you got to deal with it. Y'all are part of our journey. And again, the reason we're very open and honest about everything, even down to, this is what's funny, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I didn't have to tell people that I photoshopped the crack and did all that. I did it because I was just trying to be honest. I was like, oh, wow, I just did it honestly to grab y'all's attention because y'all said it was going to crack, and then I showed the video. I easily could have been like, I'm going to let them bad comments be on those people. Don't come at me. And I knew whenever I said that, people would be upset that I was like, hey, I photoshopped it. But you just own up, and I knew my intention wasn't bad when I did it, and I owned up to it, and if people are still mad at me, then it is what it is. But I'm not going to sit there and let these people get degraded because of something I did. So I tried to make it right, and then it just had like people firing at me, and I'm like, well, whatever at that point. But again, if the intentions were right, then I don't understand why people get so upset.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think...
as long as the end of the story is, even if you do have good intentions and you mess up, you own up to it, and it's not like, but I meant well, so why are you mad? It's, I'm sorry. No matter what, I did wrong. It doesn't
And you're
matter.
not going to change the way people...
Yeah.
You just still have to know people are still going to be mad at you no matter what, but at least at the end of the day, and we've talked a lot about this, we've done some stuff on the scenes that no one, whatever, we ain't going to get into it. We just have to do what's right and be a good person, even when it's something that I really don't want to do, or you don't want to do, or anyone wants to do, or whatever. If you just do what's right, you're fine. Even if it hurts a little bit for whatever reason, to do it, just do it, and it'll be fine. I know that's very vague.
Yeah.
We just don't want, we're not here to say anything, but I guess we're here to say a lot. This whole channel is about saying stuff, but just do the right thing and be a good person no matter what the outcome is. And at least at the end of the day, you can say, I did the right thing, and whatever happens, happens, but at least I know I did what I thought was right. And I know people will probably say, who are you, Jason, to say this? You've done a lot of bad things. You're a bad person. You've treated a lot of people bad, this and that. Either we try to learn from it or we don't. And if I could sit here and say that, and I've done things that I have regretted, then...
Even like the best person on earth, though, has made mistakes and let stuff get to him.
And I'm not going to let a reputation dictate who I am and what I'm going to be. I don't care if I have a bad reputation or whatever. I'm still going to try to be the best version I can every day. And some days you're not going to be good. Some days you're going to be good. You just try to have the best intentions, and whatever happens, happens. And you can't change how people perceive you no matter what. So just be you. They're going to think what they want to think. And
you're just a soul whose intentions were good. Just please, Lord, don't let him be misunderstood,
We praying now?
It's a song.
Oh. I don't know what that is. Who's that?
I don't know. I can't think of it. I'm going to Shazam it after. I'm going to sing it. We'll Shazam it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
What type of music?
I don't even know. That's the only part I can think of right now. I can sing it in the melody, but I don't want to.
Maybe somebody out there knows.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're saying. I thought you were just throwing up a prayer. Dear Lord, please help Jason out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's been a little misunderstood, but he's really not a bad person.
It's just my prayer every day. It's just, here we go.
Dear Lord, please let the universe understand Jason. I got to hear him talk about it every day.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a new topic. You want to tell everyone the thing you sent me on Facebook? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
Oh, you killed it.
Thank you for getting that out.
Dang, that thing looks like a lobster.
I know.
The heck is that?
It's just one of those things you have to see. It's like me, my husband's I love him and he's my best friend, but then it's like also me when he talks to me, and then it's just like a person making faces.
It was very disrespectful, and your intentions on that were not pure.
What? How is that disrespectful? It's funny.
You were saying that I annoy you. I always know whenever I'm talking a lot and I'm trying to explain something, like an idea or something like that, and then she just slowly fades out of the conversation. And then she'll be like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, I lost her 10 minutes ago.
No, I'm still there.
No, You're physically there.
Yeah.
But mentally, you checked out 10 minutes ago,
No,
and I
I'm
just
listening.
been talking.
I'm listening.
Nah, you ain't retaining. But
Well,
anywho.
I've retained that conversation about 50 other times.
Well, you need to listen to it again. It didn't soak in enough, so I had to put some more on there. Anywho. Trying to think. What day? You won't be here this weekend.
No, I'm leaving for Oshkosh tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we'll be in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Go, Pat, go.
I'll be holding down the fort.
Yeah.
And hopefully your mom's still holding down the roof on their house.
Yeah.
I watched a video this morning that was kind of a little...
Yeah, it's not good.
They said if you are in the area that they tell you to evacuate and you don't, you will most likely die, is what they said. Like, legit, that's what they said. Mm-hmm. Was if they tell you to evacuate and you don't, you will probably die.
It's just at this point, everybody's stuck on the highway and there's no gas in the state.
False.
Oh.
I saw a video this morning.
Oh.
And gas stations are putting those out of service sleeves over the gas tank. And they were like, don't believe the hype. And they were pumping gas with the green or with the thing on there, and there are other people, and they're like, people were still pumping it. So at least try to pump the gas and see if it'll work. Ma, if you're watching.
That would just be, I mean, that's the thing too. I don't know. You're being told to evacuate and you can't get out, like when it hits and you're just stuck on the highway.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would rather ride it out at home. I'm just saying.
That's why they didn't evacuate, because they would be on that.
Well, yeah, but they're also in a different spot of being evacuated.
There's the red.
Yeah.
And they're right there. So it's, I don't know, it's pretty scary.
No, I mean, yeah, you never know. It's going to be crazy, and I know we have a lot of people that watch from Florida.
I'm actually wearing my Frenchie shirt
right
now.
We know a lot of people from around that area.
Yeah.
Clearwater. And it's pretty crazy. Not to end this on a weird note, but I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook. I don't really add anyone anymore. It's probably like 2 years ago I was just adding everybody on there. But I've seen an uncomfortable amount of people that watch, and they're getting tagged, and they're like, they're dead now. Older people, they're sick. Things have happened, and it's very weird that I've never even met some of these people, and they're getting tagged, and on their thing they're like, you'll be forever missed. You know, they've been battling cancer, or they're just got old or whatever, and knowing that people that have watched for years are legit dying, it's weird to me. It's like it hits home. It's weird to know that like these people spent their time watching over the years, and
you kind of create a bond.
Yeah, even
through the internet. It's kind of weird, and then you recognize the comments on all the videos, and it's like, whoa.
And then one day they're just gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, and that's why people are always like, don't read the comments if you don't want to see the bad comments. But I'm like, but we've actually like formed relationships with people. We've actually met him in person. I don't even know. I never met Butch Brown. But I love to hang out with that dude. I love his comments. I love when he jumps into stuff. He just my type of person. I don't know. There's just been this like bond that like you just get attracted to these people on there, and it's like, oh, I like this guy. I like this person. It just, and then you start seeing on Facebook that stuff's happened, and then like with this hurricane coming through, it's going to affect people that we know. We don't really know you, but we feel like we know you.
And you guys know Ma and Grill Sergeant.
Yeah, and it's like stuff's gonna happen. Like it's weird. It's part of the job of being on YouTube that I don't like. I like not knowing people. I like dealing with just us. I like being a number when we go out and people don't know us. The more people you know, the more stuff happens. You know what I mean? Because like you start knowing these people and it affects you more. I'm very grateful to have gotten to know a bunch of people, but also it's like, golly, it's a weird, I don't know. It's a weird thing to explain, I guess.
And just natural disasters and stuff like that. It's always very heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah.
So
I thought I was going to die this year with the tornadoes.
Just everybody out there, especially in that area, just
do what you can to stay safe.
Yeah.
But there ain't much you can do, really.
Yeah.
They don't really have storm shelters in Florida.
Yeah. And then also you don't want to be underground.
No.
You don't want to be underground, but you're also going to get blown away.
Yeah, there's really not much you can do. And I've been through, personally, many hurricanes. And I was telling Danielle, one of the hurricanes that came through, I don't remember, maybe it was Andrew or something like that. This was years back. And we were without power for like 2 weeks. And I remember trying to get ready for school, having a candle in the bathroom. And we'd had to board up all the windows, and our pond flooded up all the way to our back door. And my granny's house, the only reason it didn't flood is because put sandbags around the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Been there, done that. I know how it is. And it's, when you go through them, you're like, it's just a hurricane. But when you have something like this, it's the worst hurricane in 100 years. Yeah. That's what they're saying. And they're saying through that path is going to be deadly.
Yeah, that's where your mom lives. It's kind of,
and where you guys live. And, you have these connections with people. And even down to like just, we have an emotional connection to like Clearwater Beach. And I mean, we got married there. We got, in that area.
But no, like we didn't get married there. We signed paperwork here and then.
Okay, we said our vows to one another there and celebrated.
But yeah, that's what so it sounds weird, but then too is like if something happens to Frenchies, that is, I don't know, just that whole area that we absolutely love so much. That breaks your heart.
Well, and then it's like I told Danielle, I said, dang, even like just the people there that rely on the tourists to come through and, say the people that work at Frenchies, and they're probably going to lose their house and their job. They're going to lose both. And how long is it going to take to rebuild that? And it just, I don't know if it's just we're just getting older, we're more aware and all stuff, but dang.
Well, again, there hasn't been a hurricane like this.
But still, like even when the tornadoes rip through here and I guess we also live in the day and age of social media and we're just all connected way too much.
And tornadoes every year that cause massive devastation. That's like a normal, unfortunately, a normal thing that we're used to, like living here. Yeah. It's just.
No, y'all are used to it. I'm not yet.
Yeah, it's like the name of the game. You kind of know, and then other people can argue and say too, if that's the name of the game, live in that area with hurricanes. But I just feel like also it's very rare that it's
that
this
big,
severe. Yeah. And then boom, boom, back to back. I don't know, just.
It's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting, to say the least. But, YouTube's a weird thing, but being able to meet people and all that stuff and have these connections, it adds a whole different realm of reality, I guess, to us. Maybe he's just trying to sleep.
But he's so cute. Yeah, he wants to say hi.
Throw that head back.
Get that eye.
Yeah. He's got that crazy look in his eye. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. We're in a weird spot right now with just everything in life. And hopefully everything goes as best as it possibly can on all aspects of everything. And if y'all take anything out of this, it's just when you get upset with something, just try to remember whatever happened, the intentions behind it, and if they were good.
As long as, they're good, and then what they do to make it right.
Yeah. Try to remember that rather than reacting.
And then also Stubbs is a good boy. Just remember that.
Hold that head up, boy.
He said, I'm so tired.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully you have a fun time.
I should be on another Coffee with Crackers, but
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, I may want to do it by myself for a couple days.
There you go.
I don't know. All right, guys. Bye.